This weekend, the Formula One grid heads to one of the most legendary, dangerous, and beloved tracks on the entire calendar, the Suzuka Circuit for the Japanese Grand Prix. But before the lights go out, how well do you actually know this iconic track? Today, we are diving into 15 facts you didn't know about the Japanese Grand Prix and the Suzuka Circuit. Smash that subscribe button to help my channel grow. This is really important for me and really boost my channel. Grab a drink and let's get straight into it. Fact number 1. Many things to do around the area. If you think that racing and weddings are where it stops, you cannot be further from the truth. The Suzuka Circuit also has a natural hot spring garden where you can immerse yourself in an open air bath in a relaxing bathhouse to wash away the stress of the day. In the area is an automobile campground where you can lounge around and have a picnic with family and friends. You can rent tables, chairs, and event tents to really get into the spirit of camping. Racing is not the only sport in Suzuka, as they also have a bowling circuit. Best of all, the Suzuka Circuit is right next to Motopia, an amusement park complete with a pool and tons of other attractions to keep the kids busy while the adults watch the races. Fact number 2, you can hold your wedding and reception there. For die-hard racing fans, or if you just want a completely unique wedding venue, it is also possible to hold your wedding and reception at the Suzuka Circuit. The couple can also do a one-of-a-kind photo shoot with their car on the racetrack. Now, isn't that just cool? The track has a standalone chapel where the wedding ceremony can be held, and a VIP suite overlooking the course, perfect for a dreamy reception. But that's not all. They also have various catering cuisines to choose from on your special day. Suzuka has everything you need for a champion wedding. Fact number 3, Japanese culture and the crazy F1 fan. Japanese culture is fascinating, and it is part of the reason why the Suzuka Circuit is so attractive to both fans and drivers. The heartwarming enthusiasm of the fans that flood the stand, the welcoming attitude of the people, and the oh so amazing Japanese cuisine are just some of the many reasons it is beloved by F1 and the racers in the competition. Japanese Formula One fans are undoubtedly the most enthusiastic on the calendar. The grandstands at Suzuka are always packed. With Kamui Kobayashi returning to race on home soil for Caterham this weekend, expect them to be a sea of green. Plus, look out for plenty of wacky homemade hats, signs, and posters. The Japanese fans are incredibly passionate, but also very polite and respectful. They often wear creative costumes, bring handmade signs, and support every team and driver. There's a real sense of excitement and celebration around the race weekend, and many people say the fans are one of the best parts of coming to Suzuka. Even though Formula One visits many modern and high-tech circuits around the world, Suzuka still feels unique. It has history, personality, and a layout that challenges the very best driver. That's why so many people, whether they've been following F1 for years or are just getting into it, look forward to the Japanese Grand Prix. Fact number 4, favorite among F1 drivers. Suzuka Circuit has been and remains a favorite among F1 drivers because of the race's long history of holding its events on the track. The first sector at Suzuka, with its rapid changes of direction as the track rises and falls, is one of the best places to watch a Formula One car and racer in action. The official Formula One lap record at Suzuka is 1 minute 30.965, set by Andrea Kimi Antonelli in a Mercedes during the 2025 Japanese Grand Prix. The fastest ever lap, however, was a 1 minute 26.983 set by Max Verstappen in 2025 qualifying. Fact number 5, accidents and deaths. Just like in most sports, accidents happen and things may take a turn for the worse. In fact, people could lose their lives. There have been 17 fatalities to date in the track's 5-decade existence, most of which are Japanese professional racers, with the exceptions of American safety car driver Elmo Langley and French driver Jules Bianchi. On October 2014, Bianchi collided with the crane tractor deployed to attend to Adrian Seudel's car, which has spun off to the runoff area at Dunlop Corner. He was rushed off to the hospital and then flown to France for further medical attention. Jules Bianchi succumbed to his injuries in July 2015 after 9 months in a coma. Fact number 6, one of the few circuits that have a figure 8 layout. Much like a bee's dance, the Suzuka Circuit is patterned in the shape of a figure 8. With its twists and turns, the layout is indeed very creative, with the 1.2 kilometer back straight passing over the front section by means of an overpass. The unique shape of the circuit has warranted appearances in video games such as the Super Monaco GP, Forza Motorsport 2, Gran Turismo 4, Race Room, and many more. The Suzuka Circuit is 3.608 miles in length and contains 18 corners, 10 right and 8 left. It is both clockwise and anti-clockwise, and the race distance is 53 laps. Fact number 7, first win on November 1st, 1987, won by Ferrari Ferrari's Gerhard Berger. The circuit has been around for a while and it is well loved by F1 racers. Suzuka first hosted the Japanese Grand Prix in 1987 with Ferrari's Gerhard Berger emerging victorious. The track has seen many championships and all the controversies that came with it. Fact number 8, the 130R corner. Speaking of modifications, the 130R, named for its 130-meter radius, was modified after two major accidents happened in 2002 and 2003. It is one particularly challenging corner that tests both the driver's skill and the vehicle's power. Sadly, the changes made did little in terms of preventing accidents, as during the 2003 MotoGP Grand Prix of Japan, the track's first major event since the revisions, rider Daijiro Kato was killed when he crashed in the new section on his way to the braking zone for the Casio Triangle. While MotoGP has not returned to Suzuka since the incident. Fact number 9, originally designed as a Honda test track. The Suzuka Circuit was originally designed to be used exclusively by Honda. It was designed in 1962 by Dutchman John Hans Hugenholtz and has since been modified 4 times to make it safer. It is being used both as a car and a motorcycle racetrack. Fact number 10, old school feel. With modern Hermann Tilke designed tracks dominating the F1 calendar, it is nice to see the old school Suzuka Circuit remain on the schedule. It has a certain charm about it, with the majority of the corners being lined by deep and unforgiving gravel tracks. There are lots of elevation changes, it's very narrow, and the sweeping high-speed corners break the current track conventions of long straights followed by slow corners. Fact number 11, rain can cause chaos. Suzuka is known for its changeable conditions, and rain can often mix things up. For example, the 1994 F1 race was decided on aggregate time due to treacherous conditions stopping the race, with Damon Hill winning by 3 minutes, while 10 years later qualifying was postponed to Sunday morning thanks to Super Typhoon Ma-on. Whilst it looks like wet weather will avoid the Japanese Grand Prix on Friday and Saturday this weekend, it is highly likely that the race on Sunday will be affected by rain. In fact, some predictions suggest Typhoon Fanphone could hit the track on race day. With such high-speed corners, crashing at Suzuka is always spectacular. Kimi Räikkönen found the wall heavily at the track after contact with Gina Alesi in 2001. Sometimes the barriers can't even cope, as Alain McNish found out in 2002 after crashing at 130R during qualifying. More recently, Jaime Alguersuari and Lucas Di Grassi have suffered big crashes at the challenging corner, with the latter rather embarrassingly hitting the wall on his lap to the grid. Fact number 12, top of the table. Michael Schumacher is the most successful driver at the Japanese Grand Prix, having won the event 6 times. Sebastian Vettel is next up with 4 victories. Meanwhile, McLaren tops the constructors table with 9 wins, 2 more than Ferrari. Fact number 13, a dramatic moment in 1989. F1's visit to Japan in 1989 yielded one of the most dramatic moments the sport has ever seen, with title rivals and McLaren teammates Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna banging wheels as they fought over the lead. Reigning world champion Senna entered the weekend knowing he needed to win at Suzuka and the season finale at Adelaide to have any chance of retaining his world title, with Prost leading the way by 16 points. Starting from pole position, Senna fell behind Prost as the lights went out and spent the early exchanges trailing by several seconds. But the balance of power shifted as the race developed and a tense battle brewed. Senna eventually got close enough to attempt a move on Prost, hugging the sister McLaren through the high-speed 130R left-hander and lunging down the inside into the chicane, only for the 2 cars to make contact. While Prost was out on the spot, Senna managed to continue, pit for a new front wing, and regain the lead. However, after crossing the line to take victory, the stewards disqualified him for missing the chicane as he rejoined the track. Fact number 14, the Japanese Grand Prix looked to become a battle between Honda and Toyota. The 2007 and 2008 editions of the Japanese Grand Prix were held at the Fuji Speedway, which is owned by the Toyota Motor Corporation. The Fuji Speedway was also built in the 1960s and also hosted the 2 Formula 1 Grand Prix in Japan in 1976 and 1977. Toyota bought it in 2000 and then employed Hermann Tilke to redesign the circuit. After Suzuka had hosted the race for 20 years, it was then held at Fuji for 2 years. years. It was then deemed that Fuji Speedway and Suzuka would alternate which track would host the Japanese Grand Prix. However, in July 2009, Fuji Speedway announced that it would not be part of the Formula One calendar due to the global financial crisis at the time. Suzuka has hosted every race since. And there you have it, 14 facts about the Suzuka Circuit, with this weekend's Japanese Grand Prix promising high speeds, unpredictable weather, and massive championship implications. Which driver do you think will conquer the Figure 8 track this year? Let me know your race predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Stay fast, and I'll see you at the finish line.